Huh?
What?
What'd you say?
Huh?
Hmm?
What?
Come again?
Oh, I'm trying to. I'm looking at Kate Upton's ass now.
You. What am I gonna do with you? What am I gonna do with you?
Make fun of me until I die a horrible, grisly, ghastly death.
Not soon enough.
See,
I'm
I'm
sorry.
desensitizing you to the kill Kyle thing that I do.
Oh, you mean that self-deprecating humor where you talk about killing yourself all the time?
Yeah.
And then I go, please stop, because if you actually do kill yourself one day, I'm gonna feel fucking horrible.
Why?
Because it's gonna be like, oh, he was being serious all those times that he said he was going to kill himself, and all I
Shit,
did was
no.
laugh at it.
It's supposed to be laughed at, man. It's supposed to
No,
be.
not when you
Yeah,
actually do kill
suicide's
yourself.
funny. It's like rape and abortions, you know?
I'm just gonna pretend we didn't just have this conversation.
What?
I said I'm gonna pretend we didn't have this conversation.
Did I miss something? When did rape and abortions become not funny again?
I don't I don't
Speaking
I
of
don't.
abortion,
God damn it.
we went to the Dollar Tree
Uh,
the other day to get some stuff for the store, you know?
mhm.
And I don't know what it is about me, dude, but like whenever I go to like a Dollar Tree or a thrift store or something like that, dude, I turn into like a kid, like a little kid, dude. Like you saw it when we went to Goodwill, you know?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I don't know, I don't know why that happens, dude, but I'm just like, yeah, look at all this shit, you know? And but we were in the fucking Dollar Tree and we were checking out, and the cashier had to answer the phone, and she turned around and picked up the phone and knocked off a bunch of hangers like that was hanging on the wall, you know.
Yeah.
And after she did that, you know, we were both kind of like laughing. We're like, "You clumsy bitch." And oh yeah, she comes back to us and you know, and she's like, "Is there anything else I can get you guys?" You know, and we're like, "No, I think we found it." She goes, "You want that candy?" You know, and we were like, "Yeah, sure." And we bought two of them, you know, and it's so funny because Joe and I were just standing there, and all of a sudden we looked down, and our eyes both locked at the same time on this pregnancy test that was down there at a Dollar Tree, dude. And he saw it and he looked over at me and I just went and I looked up at him and I went, buy that pregnancy test. And he takes the pregnancy test and he puts it up there and he looks at the cashier and he goes, well, we might need some of those hangers too. And she didn't say shit. She didn't say nothing, man. It was fucking hilarious, dude. I was back there. I was like, actually, I'm sorry. No, I fumbled that one a little bit because I kind of had the look on my face like, what would we need hangers for? And I just in my head went, oh, abortion. But he said it today because we went to Dollar General today to get more shit for the store because there was more stuff that we needed to fucking get, and we're too stupid to take inventory. We just go get what we need and come back.
Right.
Um, and we were doing, we were walking around Dollar General just saying dumb shit, you know. And he just kind of laughed for a second. He goes, "We should not be allowed out in public." I'm like, "Yeah, you're right. We totally shouldn't."
Yeah, I agree with that sentiment.
Oh, shut up, Mr. Butt Stuff.
We made that cashier's night that night.
Never saw her again.
Uh, she got
Oh
right
man.
the hell out of there.
She's like, this is too weird for me. These fucking people coming in here buying batteries, talking about butt stuff.
For those uninitiated with the story, this was like what 2 years ago. You were hanging out over at my place, and we had to get some batteries for mouse and keyboard or the controller or something. I don't remember.
It was a mouse and keyboard, but now
Okay.
since you said or something, everybody's gonna go, it was an anal vibrator.
Right. We go to the counter to pay, and I think I had grabbed a soda that I was going to pay for, with my own money, while Kyle paid for the batteries. And he was like, "I just put the soda up on the counter. I'm going to buy you this soda." And I was like, "But then I got to give you butt stuff." And the cashier just stared at us, and we lost our shit.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was really hoping.
And then she said, and then as we were getting ready to leave, she goes, "All right, you guys have a good night." And I was like, "Oh, well, I'm gonna."
Those good times. Good times.
Yeah. The worst part was I was actually thinking about asking her for a number.
Not after that.
Do you recall the look that I gave you too?
No,
Because I looked, because you said that, and I kind of laughed, and I looked at you, and I was like, "Damn it!" God damn it, Kyle.
Oh man, you have to let me know.
And so I just said to hell with getting her number and fucking just played it into the joke.
Sorry, you have to give me a heads up on that stuff before we get to the counter.
Man, I didn't even notice her until like seconds before you said that.
I'm liable to make butt stuff jokes at any point in the conversation, so
yeah,
you gotta give me those warnings.
Yeah, we still use it, man. I tell you what, that was really funny to us too, because like we still say that, we still reference that to this day. I just a couple weeks ago when we went to Goodwill, I said something about it, dude.
Honestly, anytime that we approach a counter, just the two of us.
Yeah,
it's gonna happen.
It's gonna trigger.
We're gonna mention butt stuff at some point. That was just that good.
Mm-hmm.
So
some good butt stuff.
All right. Well, you wanna do a podcast tonight?
What's that?
That's this thing where you put it on the nets and the peoples they listens to it.
Oh, okay. I guess we can do that. I'll stop looking at Kate Upton for a minute.
Yeah, that might be a good idea.
Yeah, because if I do that too long, there ain't no blood in my brain.
Yeah, no, I believe that.
At all.
I believe that. So, damn. I hate starting this thing. It's so silly.
Fuck it. Just what have you been playing?
Hey everyone, it's Tuesday night tonight.
Yeah, because somebody.
Oh, shut up!
Like, I'm too tired and my pussy hurts.
I get one every month.
Every month? That's the second week in a row.
What are you talking about?
You called off an entire week.
Oh yeah. Okay. Listen, man, I've been working a lot. All right.
Oh,
lay off.
My pussy hurts.
Lay off.
You know what? We're gonna transpose a vagina onto the video. Every time he says, man, I'm done with that.
Oh, you just threw that joke away. No salvaging that. Just fuck this.
God. Yeah.
I'll give you credit in the sense that you saw the joke going nowhere and you said fuck it. Myself.
I've learned to do that, and in doing that, I've learned that can be funny. Yeah. So that's why I've learned to do that.
Yep. Myself would have tried to half-heartedly finish that joke and then admit that it was a bad joke afterwards.
Well, this is what we call lack of experience, Kyle.
Oh! Now you're going to call my experience into question.
Yeah.
This is a fucking slander campaign?
It's not slander if it's true.
That sounds just like a politician.
I probably learned it from Pop Dole.
Bob Dole doesn't like slander.
Because as you said, I was alive during the Bob Dole campaign. I was in high school. Bob Dole.
Bob Dole.
Bob Dole. We can't say Bob Dole. He's trademarked.
Is it trademarked?
Yeah.
Oh, man, that's awesome.
He's got his name on all those bananas. You ever seen a Dole banana?
Yeah. No, I've...
Dole TM.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was a funny joke.
We should go to the supermarket and write Bob above all the Dole bananas.
You want to hear something funny? On one of my old monitors, there's a Dole banana sticker.
Mm-hmm.
And that's there because a friend of mine that I'm no longer really talk to, put that sticker on that monitor during the Bob Dole campaign. Because it was a sticker that says Dole. You got it off of a banana. And it is still fucking there.
That's an old ass. It's an old ass.
I mean, I'm
monitor.
not using the monitor.
I would hope not.
Just sitting in the other room doing nothing.
1996, man. That monitor is a CRT.
No.
What?
It's an LCD.
How is that even possible?
Pretty sure they had LCDs in '96.
They might have. I don't know. I wasn't I wasn't as tech savvy back then.
Either that or he didn't do it in '96. Oh well.
That's a riveting conversation.
I can't remember, and I don't really care to look it up. So.
Okay.
Bob Dole.
Welcome to the Extra Live Show. I'm your host, Kyle McCauley. Tonight, with me as always, I'm joined by the other Kyle Penrod.
Bob Dole.
And what an amazing week it's been. Am I right, Kyle? Oh, man. I'm trying to play like Mr. Radio Announcer, and you're just like got me on
It's just like, no.
No. It's going to be a weird show this week, folks. I'm terribly sorry, but we've been all over the place tonight, the last couple of days.
It's been terrible.
It's been absolutely horrible. So with that, why don't we just go ahead and jump right into it? Because I want to get this started. Because I'm already like chomping at the bit to talk about this first game. So let's.
Why?
Because it. Shut up.
Why?
Let's talk about what we've been playing.
All right. What have you been playing, Kyle?
So a good friend of mine, I'll give a shout out. One Mr. Christopher Fisk gifted me a copy of the new Gauntlet on Steam a couple days ago, and we went ahead and we had a little play date, you and I, Mr. Kyle, on Saturday night, and we checked out some Gauntlet. What are you doing with it?
With what?
I don't know. Whatever's in your hand.
Sorry, it's two soda caps and they like lock together, you know. And I'm just twerking them around.
Very nice. Very nice.
Fidgety, man.
So
I didn't realize it was right in the camera. I was. That's why you're like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "What? Oh, dropped him." All right, I'm gonna do this little trick and move my monitors around so I put you on my main monitor so it's more like we're having a conversation.
That's a good idea.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
Instead of Kate Upton right in my face, you know, or sitting on my lap.
It's always you and Kate Upton. Never ceases to amaze me.
She's the beautifuls.
So, Kyle, do you want to talk about Gauntlet? So I
don't think I'm going to be able to.
So
because you know why.
I know exactly why. Believe me.
Okay, so Gauntlet's fun. I'm a little afraid that it's going to get too repetitive.
I'm afraid that it already is too repetitive.
Yeah. It's like the same patterns to the way the levels go.
Yeah, yeah. Okay,
I'm
so
thinking about it now.
don't think about it.
I'm sorry.
Just
I can't. Every time I was thinking, I was like the levels, especially that second one.
don't do it. Keep it together. I'll keep it together, man. All right. So for anyone who doesn't know, Gauntlet just released like I don't know last week or the week before. So this is probably like the newest game that we've played this year on this podcast.
Yeah, probably.
Um, it was done by Arrowhead, who the same developer behind the Magicka series, and it stays. Would you say pretty true to the original Gauntlet for the most part? I mean, there's definitely some changes, some modernization, but
Yeah.
the same basic ideas are there.
Well, like like I was saying, in the original Gauntlet, everybody was ranged.
Hmm.
Like the warrior just threw axes. And there wasn't much difference between the classes. This one, there's actually like melee characters,
Hmm.
and ranged only characters. And like you played the Valkyrie and I played the Archer, and you seem to be able to take like tons more damage than I could.
Yeah.
Like when you got all ran off on your self-absorbed tangent and didn't care about anybody else, and you ran up the monitor, and they were all running at me, and they freaking like 2 hits, and I was dead.
It was
And,
really it was really hard to tell where you were.
yeah, I know.
And like I'm just trying not to get hit, so I'm like running off the monitor. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah. And sorry means that you're not going to keep doing it, and that's what you did.
I'm pretty sure there was one point in the night where I thought you were literally going to throw the controller or throw the mouse at me because
Why?
you were just like stay on the fucking screen.
Oh yeah, well you kept running off the damn screen, and there was one time that you scrolled the screen all the way over and put me all the way over the other side of the screen, and I got blocked in by something, and enemies just and just annihilated me, dude. And I was just like, at that point, dude, I'm looking at you, dude.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, there's what was it? There's Warrior, Valkyrie, Mage, and Archer.
Yeah. Oh yeah, you could tell that it's made by the people that did Magicka, because they gave that mage like a shitload of love, dude, and like nobody else. Everybody else just had like 1 or 2 attacks, but that mage has 9.
Yeah, but at the same time, like I don't know how much I would actually want to play as the mage, mainly because like I have Magicka and I've played quite a bit of Magicka, and it's definitely a neat game, but it can get like really hectic because like the whole idea behind it is or at least in Magicka there's was it like 8 different elements, and you like use like different types of keybinds to create different spells, and then different monsters have different weaknesses and everything like that, and there's all different types of combinations that you can make, to attack your enemies and everything like that, and especially like for Gauntlet, so like we were kind of fiddling around with some of the spells that you could do, and how do I put it? Like none of them were really like anything great, I guess. Like a lot of them were just kind of like we'll throw a fireball over there. We'll use a little bit of electricity here, like and. That would have been fine and good if they were just like regular button prompts, but you had to do the combinations and then point the right stick, where you wanted to shoot it. Or in the case of I'm guessing if you were using like a keyboard and mouse, you'd have to like click in the area that you wanted to do, which that probably wouldn't be as bad. But like in the heat of the moment, I don't know about you, but I know in the heat of the moment for me, if I was using the mage, I'd be dead every time. Especially in some of those like the
treasure rooms.
Yeah. Where they're just constantly spawning enemies, one after the other after the other. I mean,
there was a few times, even with your Valkyrie, you got, caught up in the heat of the moment and like threw your shield like away from enemies, like behind you and stuff. feet to him, and
Yeah,
that
because
serious detriment. Because
yeah, because
my bomb was down, so
yeah, and that's because the shield throws in whatever direction that you're running. So I would be running away, and I would want to like turn around to do a quick shield throw, but I would like turn around and then start, flipping the
yeah,
stick back
and do it
up to
too
run
quick.
away, and then
Yeah,
hit it too late, or hit it too early, and it would just throw in the opposite direction. And it's like fuck, because that's got a cooldown of like 5-10 seconds.
yeah.
You're really shooting yourself in the foot there, but. Um, yeah, so we got through the first 4 levels, beat the first boss, and everything, and I mean, I had a good time.
Oh hell yeah!
I had yeah, like we had a great time. I don't know how much of that was the actual game, and just like us being, silly stupid, and just like making ourselves enjoy it with each other.
Yeah, well,
Um,
I'll tell you this. I'll probably just come over to your house and play that game.
right.
Because dude, like I said, I was like, yeah, I'll buy that game. That was fun. But like after I thought about it, I'm like, dude, that shit was only fun because we were doing couch co-op, dude.
Hmm.
Totally. Like I don't see. I'm not gonna play that game if you have to grind shit,
Hmm.
and I'm not gonna play that game by myself, dude.
Yeah, and I started thinking about it too. I was like, when's the next time I'm going to pick this up and play it? And it's like, I really don't know if I would want to play it by myself. Especially just like the difficulty in it. I don't know like how it scales if you have less people or more people. But I know it just like it gets to be a lot. Especially for just one person. I wouldn't find that fun. It's more fun like
Yeah,
we
like
were.
dude, if it was the same difficulty with one
Mhm.
person, that shit's impossible, dude.
Right. I
Uh,
mean, we were just having a lot of fun just strategizing. It's like, all right, you run over here, I'm gonna drop a bomb here, then you throw your shield. I mean, like that was a lot of the fun there.
yeah,
Was like you and I communicating back and forth, like our strategy that we were going to use to, take out this huge horde. I just playing by yourself. I don't know. I personally don't know like how great that would be. It feels like it'd be more frustrating because like we died a lot, and there were a lot of times I thought we were
oh
just gonna be done playing, and like it was just like, all right, one more go, let's go.
yeah,
You know
dude, I actually thought we were gonna quit on that boss.
that. Oh man,
Actually, we got that boss down though pretty quick.
it
Like
took us.
he
It
only
took
took us
us.
2 tries.
Was it 2 tries? I thought it was three
Yeah,
tries.
no, 2 tries and we had him down.
Hmm.
So I mean, that's pretty good. And like if you think about it from like a WoW rating standpoint,
Hmm.
you play the same boss like 50 times before you even get close to killing him.
Yeah. No, I'd say like the hardest one that we did was the treasure room at the end of, I want to say like the second level, where you had the different platforms that
That
you
you
know
can jump.
yeah, that would like jump you and
Yeah.
everything like that, and they put spawn points in each one of them,
Yeah, that was
and
pretty nuts.
God, man, it was just like.
Well, it's because it gave you there was 4 points for a spawner,
Mhm.
and then they gave you one, then another, and then two more. And
Mhm.
that was the hard part, is because by the time we killed one spawner, killed the other spawner, we'd either eaten or shot the food.
Yeah,
Because
that
you
was
can
the other.
destroy the resources in the
Yeah.
game too.
Oh
Like you
man,
can shoot the damn food and stuff, dude. It was horrible.
that was a huge pain in the ass too, especially with my shield, because the Valkyrie's ability of just like throwing the shield like Captain America. If you get enough enemies close
Yeah.
enough to each other, like it'll just kind of bounce off of them, and kind of going
And it
around.
hits it.
Yeah, and then yeah, if a turkey or chicken or whatever the hell the food is was like nearby, it would hit that too, and then that completely destroys it. So if you're in like a boss battle, you're like knocking out all your food, and it's like, fuck,
Yeah.
you know?
It's pretty rough, but
Yeah.
I think every time we did that, because we did that probably like 6 or 7 times.
Hmm.
I think. You think?
I'd say at least 5. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that was probably the most challenging thing we had.
Hmm.
Uh, that and that one guy. Um, we're having an inside joke.
We'll
But
get there soon enough.
yeah. What the fuck was I saying?
Nice. You're talking
Oh,
about
that treasure room.
yeah.
Yeah, because I think every single time by the time we had gotten down to the 2 spawners at the same time, there was no food left on the map, you know.
Yeah.
So like
Yeah.
we had to get that done with the health that we had, you know. So yeah, that was good.
Nice. Good yawn.
Sorry.
So yeah, out of what 12? I think there's like 12 levels or something like that. We only played the first 4, so we only got through a third of the game. Kind of repetitive. Kind of extremely repetitive.
Yeah, it's like the same mechanics just over and over and over again.
There was only about 3 to 4 areas per level. They all kind of follow the same pattern, which was like a normal like dungeon area, and then a procedurally generated dungeon area with a certain Admiral Dickhead.
Ambassador. Ah,
It was an ambassador. I thought it was Admiral.
Ambassador Dickhead.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
I just swear to God, it was Admiral Dickhead.
I'll never forget that for the rest of my life.
Great. Now I got to change the fucking YouTube
You
show notes.
You fucked it up there too.
I put Admiral. I didn't know.
Oh no, it was Ambassador Dickhead.
Oh man, that sucks.
Dude, that was so funny. So yeah, this guy freaking spawns, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he goes running up towards you guys. You can't do anything about him.
Yeah.
You can't kill him. You just have to run away from him. It's just a way for you to run through this, you know, randomized dungeon, you know.
Yeah.
But then like, you know, we hit that on the second level and we were like, you know, I was bitching about him, and that's where the Ambassador Dickhead thing came from. And Kyle started cracking up, dude.
It was just the way that it happened, because like we had gotten through most of that level originally, and then we died.
They spawned in front of the freaking thing.
But yeah,
Spawned in front of the exit and killed us, dude.
Yeah. And we started going through it again, and just like out of nowhere, like we're in the room, and it like the way that he shows, so like the dude's like a Grim Reaper type of deal or whatever, and he just kind of materializes, and you can tell when he's starting to come, because the room starts to get a little bit dark, and it like like the part of the ground where he comes up gets darker, and like I'm running towards the door, and he's starting to come up, and you're like, careful, Ambassador, here comes Ambassador Dickhead. And I just fucking lost my shit. You know, because it was so true. Like, the level was not really much of anything, but that guy made it the fucking worst.
Yeah.
Because he kept coming back every like 30 seconds or whatever. You couldn't kill him.
At least once a room.
Yeah, once a room, you know. And then he brought along his fucking Jehovah's Witness friends.
Oh yeah, which were ghosts that just followed you everywhere until you shot them.
So.
Oh
my god! And at that point, like it's like what, 2 o'clock in the morning.
Something like that. I think I left your place at like 4.
Yeah, you did.
But yeah, and we had a backstory for that guy and everything, and it's just not going to be funny, you know. Like, dude, it was so funny to us. And I was telling Kyle later, I was like, dude, I wish to God we had a mic, you know, recording that, because dude, that was just pure gold.
We had we paused that game like what, 3 times,
just to crack up at ourselves,
just to catch air after, you know, laughing so hard.
Yeah.
It's honestly, it's made me think like I want to start doing like an end of the month live stream.
Yeah, we totally should.
Yeah, we just pop in a game and start playing it, because honestly, like, I mean, I don't want
to be anything too, like
yeah.
You know, because that's what I do. See, that kinds of shit, that's the shit that I do in my head when I'm playing games solo, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I sit there and make fun of the game, like, in my head, you know? I just don't, obviously I don't say it out loud, because, you know, it's going to fall on dumb ears back here, my dog. And he doesn't speak English, so it's not going to matter to him. You know, he's just going to be like, he's just going to be looking at me. You'll see me go, you know? Fucking, Fucking dogs.
I mean, just
So
numerous times, like you and I have been playing games. Like I don't want to toot our own horns or anything like that. I do think that we're like, pretty good comedic team here, having a good time and whatnot. But just like this time, the time that we played Jamestown and the whole herpes and gonorrhea.
and Mr. Hallstein.
Yeah, Mr. Hallstein. Oh man, and then the other time with Call of Duty and those motherfuckers with the new bullets, like.
Oh. What did I? Oh no! I think I forgot this.
You forgot it?
There were like these new types of bullets, right? That shot out of the gun, and then a rocket shot out of the back of them or something.
Yeah,
like that.
Yeah. So
dude, and I was raging about that shit.
You were upset at the fact that people kept killing you so easily, even while you were shooting them. And you're like, oh, it must be these fuckers with these new bullets. You know, like, what are you talking about, new bullets? You're like, yeah, the bullets, when you fire them, they fucking shoot rockets out of them, and they go faster, because obviously they're hitting me before I can hit them.
Dude, that was so funny. Oh no, I don't even know. That was great.
With this, I've decided that I think at the end of every month or beginning of every month, we'll see how it goes. That I think we're gonna do a monthly live stream of some sort, and I think Kyle and I will just sit down and I'd play whatever game that we've got at the time, and just have fun with it. So.
Or at the very least, dude, we just need to start recording our gameplay together.
Mm-hmm.
Even if it's offline, just to have it, just in case.
So
Ambassador Dickhead. Holy shit!
Oh, that was such good. I don't know. I can't even speak to it. It was so funny.
I'm actually really surprised we didn't wake up your entire family.
Honestly, I am too, because it was like
we were
extremely loud.
Yeah, dude, I can't. When I get like that, I can't hold back, dude. That was too fucking funny. Oh man, I know we sound like a couple of dickheads. We're like, listen to what we did that you're not ever gonna see.
We were so funny.
Yeah, we were so funny with that thing we did that nobody saw. Yeah.
So, I guess back on track. I don't know. Do you have any other thoughts on Gauntlet?
Dude, Gauntlet is a great couch co-op game.
Yeah.
If you're gonna have people. It didn't work with my controller. My Logitech.
Yeah, that was kind of weird.
Controller. But it worked with your Xbox controller?
Yeah, my 360 wired controller it worked with just fine.
Yeah. It seemed to pick that up pretty good, but it didn't pick up mine for shit, so.
The only thing I could think of is, so I had to take my PC down to the living room and connect it to the TV and everything like that, and I don't have a wireless card on it, so it wasn't connected to the internet, so, I know it installed the drivers for the controller itself, but maybe there was an update to the driver or something like that made it more compatible with newer games. I don't know. I feel like it would have worked if I was connected to the internet, or at the very least we would have found a solution for it to work.
Well, right, yeah.
So I think that was a lot of the issue. But yeah, that did suck because you ended up having to play the mage just keyboard and mouse, which worked well enough.
Archer,
I'm sorry. You ended up playing as the Archer keyboard and mouse, but which worked well enough. But I think it would have been a more well-rounded experience to just both of us sit on the couch with the controller, especially because my couches are not keyboard and mouse friendly the way you have to sit with them and whatnot.
Yeah, but it wasn't too bad. Actually, the controls weren't that bad.
Mm-hmm.
They were fine. The only problem that I had was I kept losing track of where the cursor was. You made that comment, my character is running backwards all the time.
Yeah.
Because when I'm running, I'm not really worried about where the cursor is because I don't have to shoot anything.
Mm-hmm.
And that's also why towards the end of the night, I was running around shooting everywhere because it was easier to tell where the cursor was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's another thing too. The Archer is great because you go to shoot and you think he's gonna be pew, pew pew. No, he's just spitting out arrows. Just crazy amount of arrows, dude.
Yeah.
There's like no way that he would ever be able to hold a tenth of those arrows, dude. But I wonder if there's stats in the game to show how many arrows you shot. That'd be hilarious.
That would be.
Because
especially for a while there, you were just shooting them to see how far they would go.
Huh?
I said for a while there, you were just shooting them to see where they would go.
Yeah. Because, well, okay, yeah, like if you're on the same plane, right, and you shoot it, it doesn't go very far.
Right.
You know, it's a projectile weapon. You would think it would go pretty far. It doesn't go very far. It probably goes like 10 feet and then hits the ground. But like if you go over to like a balcony and you shoot onto another, like the plane below you, they seem to go like crazy far, dude. And I was like, at one point I was shooting, I was like, look, I'm making it in the middle of that thing way over there, dude. Just like pew 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 pew. It's like, why can't they shoot this far the rest of the time?
Yeah.
So, but it's a fun game. It's definitely more fun with people. Don't play it solo. I don't recommend you play it solo.
Yeah. I mean, I would say that's kind of true for Gauntlet, like, in general. I don't know. Like, how often have you ever played, like, Gauntlet, like, whether it be the original or any of the sequels or remakes or whatever throughout the years? Like, how often did you, like, Gauntlet to me has always been just, like, a 4-player game, you know, or at least minimum 2-player, obviously.
I did play Gauntlet Legends on the 64 by myself and put some time into that shit. I was hardcore into that game.
That face. Yeah. I was hardcore. Don't know. No gangsterling.
Fine.
No gangsterling.
Fine.
Yeah. So we played as Valkyrie and Archer. I don't know the
freaking Sterling Archer.
Right. Lana. I don't know how, or I played as the warrior in the tutorial, and I didn't really care for it. So I don't know how well he would play in an actual game.
Actually, that's kind of why I went for the range character, because I knew I was using the keyboard and the mouse, and I'm pretty sure that warrior would have been hard for me to play. With the keyboard and the mouse, but the range character was a lot easier. So.
And then the mage.
Died so damn fast. Gee.
The mage, I was not a big fan of. Honestly, if you want to play a mage, you should check out the Magicka series. That does the mage, you know, like a little bit better, I think. So, but at the same time, I can't speak 100% because I didn't even like attempt to play the game. I only played the tutorial. Also, the game is like kind of weird and glitchy in a lot of ways.
What, Magicka?
No, Gauntlet. So it's weird in the sense that like it took us a while to even figure out how to do multiplayer, because when you hit start game, it takes you straight to the tutorial, and only one person can play it. And then you have to finish the tutorial, and then it'll let you choose characters. That was weird. And then specifically, like the subtitles were on by default, and they kept getting stuck on the screen. Did you notice that?
Oh yeah, that was annoying.
Yeah.
It was like have the subtitle like constantly down there at the bottom of the screen.
And then there was that when we were facing the boss, there was that one time. So the way that the boss worked was it had 2 spawn points pop up, and the boss is, you know, attacking you on top of those spawn points. So you take out the spawn points, and then you had to stand on these platforms to rotate this thing to like I don't know, attack the boss's heart and pull it out. And like all you had to do was take out those 2 spawn points, and then it would give you enough time to stand on those things. The things would turn, and then it would, you know, the heart would come out. You could attack it. It would go back, and then you'd, you know, lather, rinse, repeat. But there was that one time that like we took out the 2 spawn points, got the thing to turn, it took out the heart, and then suddenly the spawn points showed back up immediately. And I thought that was because it was the second time that we were doing it, so it was like trying to up the ante, you know, in difficulty. But then we died.
But it didn't do it the next time when we killed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we died. We came back, redid the boss, and it didn't happen. So obviously, like I'm assuming that was a glitch. Um, yeah. So, but I guess in this day and age, the game's brand new. It's gonna have some bugs. They'll
Yeah.
patch them out. Games aren't finished anymore. They're just stripped from their creators' hands and
Yeah, no kidding.
thrown
You know what's
forward.
funny?
But
I never realized how that the games were glitchy on consoles until I heard you talking about like Bethesda games.
hmm
Um, and I was always like, how come I never get to see these glitches in
hmm
games? But then it dawned on me after thinking that, like, because you don't buy games new, stupid.
yeah.
Like my whole life, dude. I've never. I mean, just save for a couple of titles like Diablo 2, um, which is funny, dude. I was hardcore for that game. I didn't even fucking play it that much. Um,
Way to go.
yeah, I know. Dude, I was a kid and I didn't fucking know. I didn't know what I liked. You
hmm
know, all I know is they had action figures and I bought those and I still have them.
Well, they
Um,
still got your money, so that's all that matters.
yeah, right. And fucking StarCraft, obviously. I had to buy that right as it came out. There's a few titles that I've paid full price for, but
hmm
like not many. Because most of the time, dude, it's like, well, at least it used to be, you didn't really know about the game.
hmm
You watched a couple of videos and that was it. And I got burned a few times buying games at full price, and I didn't like the game, so I quit buying them. I quit wasting money.
hmm
Um, so yeah, by the time I get the game, all the bugs have been patched out. So that's why it's like, man, I never see these bugs or these glitches, except until last weekend.
Yeah. um, I mean, honestly, console games, I can't really attest to PC games because I didn't, grow up as a PC gamer. But console games, like all the way up until like last gen, all the way up into the PS2, Xbox, and GameCube era, like you didn't see that many games released with like really bad glitches. Like there may have been like one or two that would kind of slip through the cracks, but even then a lot of the times like they weren't game breaking. They were just kind of like, weird little things that would happen. Um with last gen and these consoles always being on connected to their networks and everything of that sort, like you started to see developers more and more just kind of like push it out to hit a certain street date to hit their certain financial quarters, and come like who gave a shit about like how buggy it was so long as it made that street date, they would just patch it because people were still going to buy it anyway. So,
Yeah.
and honestly, it was
Well,
never.
they've learned to do. I had my headset halfway
Yeah.
off when I started talking. They've learned to do what software developers have known for years
Yeah.
is just use your consumers as a testing bed
Right.
because they'll find them. They'll find them for you quicker than people that you hire to find
Yeah.
bugs
Yeah.
will do.
hmm
That's why those jobs are actually going away because they crowdsource it now.
hmm
And people start screaming enough about a certain thing, and they'll
hmm
go fix it. And everybody's hooked up to the internet, so hey, patch it. Yeah.
But and it's funny too because I don't remember it being all that bad until around the time that Skyrim came out. I think Skyrim was like the first like high profile game that was just like, well, I guess maybe Fallout 3 also, and even by that case Oblivion. But I just remember like Skyrim had like probably the worst game-breaking bugs, specifically even on the PS3, where there was like major slowdowns.
You mean like that faggy moose we saw? Hey guys, yeah.
Oh man, quit bringing up stuff that only we're gonna remember.
We saw a moose, and we were like, "Go kill that moose!" And we ran up to it, and its head rotated around until it was like this, dude. And then it ran looking like that. And I think we had Ryan.
No, it was Jacob, my brother-in-law.
You sure it was Jacob? I thought
No,
for sure it was. Maybe they were
no.
both over.
They may have both been over there, but it was definitely Jacob that was doing the "You're never gonna catch me."
Yeah, dude. He was. Oh my god. He's like, see you guys, you're never gonna catch me. Running out. Oh, that was a good time.
Yep, good
And
time.
that was the time I killed that damn chicken, and
Yeah,
everybody
the
hated me for the
whole
rest of the
town,
time,
the
dude.
whole town came after you, man. They love their chickens.
Yeah. They even stopped killing a dragon over in that field, so them and the dragon could come over and kill me.
There's that chicken killer.
Yeah.
Get him.
I didn't even kill the chicken. I just hit it. You know. Like,
There's
don't
that
hit the
asshole who
chicken.
thinks he can punch poor defenseless little chickens.
He's
Get him.
the poultry puncher.
That's what Skyrim needs is a nickname system based on what you do in the world.
I'm the same. I'm the same. God.
Oh man. So what were we talking about originally?
Oh
Oh,
God, only
Gauntlet
knows.
and its weird buggy mess.
Yeah, well, we got to talking about bugs, and
Mhm.
then you mentioned Skyrim, and
Mhm.
we went
It
down a
just
Skyrim hole.
it went off into a huge tangent
Yeah.
overall. um, anything else on Gauntlet?
Nope, that's about all I got. It's a good game. Play it with your friends.
Yep.
You know, I know you got some. Whoever's listening.
I think Steam right now has
It's
it's
20 bucks though. I mean, it's a Gauntlet game for $20.
yeah. You can if you pay 60, you get 4 copies. So that's buy 3 get 1 free. You can gift them out to friends, or get your friends in to pay for it with you and everything. And I'd say what's that split between 3 people? It's $13, something like that. No, yeah, no,
How much is it?
I can't do math. $60.
I can't do math either, so I'm gonna get
I
my
know, right? I'm like drawing a blank. It's like I should know this. I'm not an idiot.
15.
Duh. Why would I think 13? Oh man, it's getting late. It's fucking 11 o'clock.
Because we're retarded
Wake
white
up!
Americans, dude. We're fucking stupid.
Brr. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. It's a pretty good game. We had a good time.
Yeah.
We had a
Watch
good
out for
time, and so
Ambassador
can
Dickhead.
you.
It starts on level 2.
Yeah. Ambassador Dickhead.
Just get used to running away from him.
uh
You know, that better, when we start the second part of that,
huh.
the new set of dungeons that we got, that better not be one of the mechanics.
Yeah,
They need to come up with something. If it is, I'm going to be pissed.
yeah. If
That's,
it's still one of the major mechanics in the game, that's going to be very disappointing.
yeah. So,
Okay.
you been playing anything
Well,
else?
so we finished that at 3 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, and then spent the next hour playing some LUFTRAUSERS.
Started hauling achievements down for you like
Yeah.
crazy.
That shit went nuts.
Yeah.
Started experimenting with some different ships and whatnot.
Yeah.
So that was a good time. So what did we do? What did we do in LUFTRAUSERS? You remember?
We got killed a lot.
So we blew up a battleship.
Yep.
We blew up a submarine.
Oh yeah, you got the submarine kill. I was
Yeah.
jealous of that.
Actually,
I
I think
hadn't been able to kill a submarine yet.
did I? Oh yeah,
Yeah,
I
you
actually
got
got
it.
that one. I was like, didn't you get that? But since you were playing on my game, no, I
No,
remember
you
because
got
I like flew straight up and just went straight down, just kept firing at it.
Oh yeah, because you were using the laser, you just hammered it.
And then I died as I hit the ground.
Yeah.
And
Killed it,
then we encountered the blimp quite a few times.
Yeah. That fucking blimp, dude.
It's fucking hard.
That thing's obscene.
It is hard.
I don't even want to
So,
know. Like, well, I already figured it out. Okay, so you can get this cannon weapon. It does a lot of damage.
mhm,
Like, it's just about one shot, almost, nearly anything except for like a battleship, right, or a submarine.
right.
And I think the submarine can only take 2 hits from it, but I think the battleship I know takes 3
Mhm.
from that cannon. and like it takes the battleship takes like a shitload of shots from everything else, you know,
Hmm.
but only 3 shots from that cannon. So it's like, all right, I'm gonna get that airship to show up, and I'm gonna use this cannon on it. I got that fucking airship to show up there, or the blimp or whatever. All right, and I fucking shot that thing 9 times with a cannon before I died. And I found out later that I've got to shoot it 30 times with that cannon, dude. That's a lot of hits.
Yeah,
You know?
that's a
And the
lot.
cannon doesn't go very far. So if I'm like way down at the water, aiming straight up won't hit it.
Yeah,
It
yeah.
won't get there, you know? So it's like, damn. Um, but at the same time, though, you can't stay up next to that thing for very long.
Oh no,
Start
it'll
shooting
annihilate
it
you.
shoots 35 bullets at a time by itself, and
Hmm.
there's still other shit you got to deal with, you know. And it shoots missiles,
Yeah,
and there's battleships shooting fucking bullets at you from the sea,
yeah,
and they go all the way up to the fucking clouds, you know. So it's like, yeah, dude, that when that blimp shows up, shit's getting real.
yeah, yeah. No, I mean honestly, by the time the blimp gets there, like I don't, I at this current moment, I can't even fathom how you stay alive. You
No,
know, it's just absolute pandemonium at that point.
oh,
You
yeah, that's
know,
pretty bad.
so
But like, I did find out. Did a little bit of research on the wiki. There, the rate the map accelerates. You remember I said that I thought it was random
yeah,
because it
yeah.
seemed like things showed up a lot quicker.
Hmm.
Well, that's because the faster and you kill things, you get like it's unseen counter in the game of how much threat you are.
Oh, okay.
So the more shit you kill, the more threat you are, the more shit shows up,
Yeah,
right?
that
So
makes sense.
killing boats, like you remember how I kept going after the boats because I knew killing 3 boats would cause a battleship to show up?
Yeah.
That's why. You know, now you can stay in the air and just kill airplanes, but they're worth a lot less threat.
Hmm. Hmm.
So it'll take a long time for the battleships to show up. And I may be wrong on this, but I'm pretty sure once something's on the screen, it doesn't go away until you blow it up. So
Really?
if you ignore the ships, they will just stack up down there and
Oh man,
constantly shoot at you.
that's
So
shit.
yeah, so when the battleships show up, you have to kill the battleship as fast as you can and take out the other ships and kill the next battleship and deal with the blimp because after you kill 2 battleships, the fucking blimp shows up.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
know. So oh, uh, anyway, what I was my actual point about that with the threat system, I
Hmm.
found they have different ratings for all of them, and I can't remember what they are for everything else, but I do remember for the blimp it's 1,000 threat.
Hmm.
Oh, the battleship is 160 threat. So the battleship only 160. The blimp is 1,000. 2 battleships gets you the blimp.
Hmm.
I don't even want to know what killing the fucking blimp gets
Yeah.
me.
Oh my god, that's got to
You
be.
know. Like, there's no enemies past the blimp. I'm pretty sure 2 more blimps show up. Like, just by how the game, I've noticed
Yeah.
the game progresses. I'm pretty sure 2 or 3 more blimps are going to show up off of 1,000 threat.
Right. Right.
So there's just no way there's no way you're getting past it. I'm going to look up some videos and see if I can find a video of somebody just dominating that game, but
Mhm.
I don't think I'm going to find it. At
I'm
least I
sure.
hope not, because it's gonna make me feel like a piece of shit.
I'm sure there's somebody out there though. I mean, like, come on.
Yeah,
Even as hard as it is, like, not to say that we suck at playing video games, but there's like fucking, there's Rainmen out there who
yeah, that's true.
who beat that game as soon as they got it. Something clicked in their mind and they were able to slow down time and everything. So,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure it's possible, but it is at our current skill level just
Mm,
completely insane to
it's
even
impossible.
attempt,
Yeah,
you know, attempt to think about. So,
right.
um, yeah, Loot Trousers is really fun,
Yeah.
and it's got that like really quick bite-sized gameplay that it only takes about like I mean, shit, most of your sessions last less than 5 minutes,
Yeah.
and it only takes like 2 seconds to get back into it. So like you're going, you're going, you're going, you die, and you're like, ah, shit, let me try again. You just hit you flick the stick up, and you're already back into battle and everything like that. It's not like sitting there, through menus, sitting through like scores counting up or anything like that. It's just like boom, 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 and it's that type of game where you start playing it for like 10 minutes and then you realize that it's actually been an hour and a half.
Yeah.
And you're like, well, what happened to the time?
Yeah.
What am I
So,
doing?
yeah, I've been trying to put some work into that game, but I just don't seem to be getting better
Hmm.
at it. Like, and plus, well, I've been kind of just concentrating on getting the things done too,
Yeah.
like the quests and everything. Like, go out and kill 50,000 fighters. It's like, all right, put the nuke on and put the spread thing on and just stay in the air and kill planes.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then when the nuke goes off, you just kill everything else too. So
Um, but yeah, and that's the other neat thing is the ship models and everything like that. There's a lot of different ways that you can kind of mix and match and try different strategies. So there's a lot to add there. It's really neat. Every time you choose a different like loadout, it gets like a different name. I thought it was pretty cool. It like
oh
names the
yeah,
ship
like
something different.
Batman and Laser Rouser and
Mhm.
shit. Yeah,
Yeah, tube browser.
Tuber Tuber Rouser,
Yeah.
Biohazard Mark II. That's actually one of my favorite planes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Um, what was the other thing I was gonna say? And then yeah, like the level up system, just kind of how it has like different tasks for you to perform. So it's not just like a high score kind of game. It's like perform these different. It's almost like perform these different achievements and whatnot, and that's how you'll progress through the game. And that combined with its ease of pick up and play and jump back in after dying, like it's a really fun and addicting kind of game.
Yeah.
So I think it runs like what, $10 on Steam. It's also on PlayStation 3 and 4, I think. I would totally recommend it. $10, like that's a pretty good steal for that game. If you didn't already pick it up for you know
The Humble Bundle.
the humble the humble the bumbles.
The Humble Bundle. Oh
So
yeah, just so you know, I got my most recent achievement is Expert Rouser.
oh yeah.
I got level 10.
Ooh. Yeah, I don't remember what level we ended out on the other night. I think it was like
I don't know.
I think it was like 8 or something like that. I don't know. I'd have to check. But so, anything else you want to say on LUFTRAUSERS?
Nope, buy it. It's great. It's a good
Yeah,
time.
it's great. It's a good time.
Das good. Das gut.
Would you play anything else this week?
Nope. I did pretty bad this week actually for games.
Yeah,
Um, I
that
didn't really,
happens.
I didn't really do a whole lot. Oh, I played League of Legends. Soraka got um, a facelift. She got all
Oh
of her fucking skills changed and shit. I'm actually a little pissed off about it. She's was one of my favorite characters, and I got to relearn how to play it,
yeah.
how to
Hmm.
play her now. So, and I'm not so sure if I'm gonna like her. That's the thing that sucks about League, dude. Like they can come through and change some shit and like change a character around completely, and you just stop liking it. You know.
Yeah.
Um, like, Scion's getting a change, and my buddy Dwayne's pissed off about it because he loved the hell out of he loved playing Scion, but the way they're changing him, he's going to be completely different. They're changing every single skill. So it's like, fuck.
Like changing it how? Like are they just like
Flat out change the skills to do something
oh
different.
wow, okay, so it's not like a nerf or anything. It's
No,
like
I mean we're talking like a new character with the same name.
why are they doing that? Like what's
That's
their
just the way
reasoning
League
behind it?
is. Apparently, that's just the way it goes. Nothing stays the same forever. So
That just seems a little crazy to me, but
Well, they're like it's like an MMO thing, you know,
Hmm.
the like an ever evolving, ever changing environment, you know. They're trying. Well, it's because like if you leave the champions the same way too long, people are gonna
Yeah,
figure out every single little quirk and like work out every single little thing, you
yeah,
know.
I can see that.
Like I did with Soraka.
Hmm.
Like I had everything worked out with her perfectly. I had all the timers memorized. I didn't have to look at the bar. I always knew when my skills were up and where my placement was and everything. I played Soraka as perfect as I could.
Yeah.
Like it does, you know. Um, but now I have to relearn how to play that character that I know so well. So in my mind, I lost a main,
Yeah.
basically. So
Do you ever think
um,
they'll offer like um different character move sets for purchase or anything like that?
God, I
So
hope not, because that'll get me to have to give them a lot more money, and I've given Riot a good chunk of change. So
well, but I mean, like, I don't know what kind of price you could put on that, but I would say $5 would be like,
to get the different skill sets.
yeah. So so they're changing the way
No,
that.
I don't think they would be able to do that though, because like say you come up on and actually I'm sorry, this isn't the first time Soraka's changed either. I wasn't playing the game for her first change,
Oh yeah,
but apparently this is the second time they've changed her. So yeah, I think they're trying to add like an element of the characters evolve
yeah.
over time. Um, but yeah, this is from what I've read from the forums. This isn't the first time they've changed her around, and I mean I'll figure it out. It'll be fine.
Hmm.
I mean I played one game with her and I did 29,000 healing in that game, so my healing didn't really suffer. I was still able to crank out a bunch of heals. I just got to work out the nuances now.
Hmm. Hmm.
So I think it'll be all right.
Well, just keep sticking to it. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I was excited for the changes. Oh yeah, but that's one thing. Like her star call now calls down a single star, which hits in a location on the ground. Her two skills are target the ground. You know, and then her other two skills target your allies. So she has no skills that directly target enemies anymore.
Really.
Yeah, because her two offensive skills that she has
Hmm.
are skill shots. So she has nothing that targets them and locks on anymore.
So essentially, I mean, she is like just. I mean, she is like the epitome of a support character.
Yeah, they
And
they shoehorned her into just support because she can't do damage.
yeah,
Like I wasn't able to do that much damage with her to be effective. So I don't
that's a
know.
little weird.
Yeah, but I mean, she's still a strong healer. Oh yeah, but her heal takes her life away and gives it to your allies.
Yeah.
Okay, I could deal with that. But guess what? She can't heal herself. The
Huh.
only way that she can heal herself is hit an enemy champion with that star call.
Yeah.
You know, which is like that thing is kind of hard to land. So basically, you don't have any direct healing. You have to land a skill shot in order to get healing. So that's kind of like fuck. That sucks. I think they need to make that so that whatever damage it does heals her for a percentage of it. I don't think they need to make you be hitting fucking champions with that. That's bullshit.
Hmm.
Because I mean, if there's no champions around and she's dotting to death, you can't heal yourself. You're the healer. You can't heal yourself.
Yeah, that's a good way to be taken out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it kind of sucks. And
Hmm.
they dove her too. Like those. The game that I played, they fucking they would stop, they would break off their attack, whack her down, and then resume attacking my
Oh,
team.
really? Wow.
Oh yeah. So she's definitely in the back. She's no longer in the heat of battle anymore, which it really I'm gonna yeah, I'm gonna say it. It really breaks my heart. That fucking character was awesome, dude. She was great, but
Yeah, but I remember when you said Vi was like the bee's tits, you know. And I haven't heard you talk about Vi in a long time.
well, I quit playing Vi. I quit playing her. I started playing support,
Hmm.
and Vi's not support.
Yeah. You know, you can. There's like
But
what?
they nerfed her though.
Yeah, yeah,
That's why. Um, I mean, she was just an entire map bully. Like she could just run up and down the map and choose anyone and kill them. But they nerfed her down hard, man. And basically just threw her into the jungle. So
yeah.
that's all she does. Kind of sucks because Vi was when I was playing Vi, dude. I was stomping some motherfuckers, dude. So anyhow,
Anyhow,
that's all I got.
that's cool.
Yep.
I played some more Final Fantasy 9.
Oh boy, how's
Actually,
that
I've
going for you?
it's going actually it's still going really good. I'm approaching about 2/3 of the way through the first disc, so I'm slowly but surely making my way through
Cool.
it.
Still have an erection while you're playing it?
Yeah, yeah. It's still like it's weird how much I remember from that game. Seeing as it's been about 4 years since I last played it. No, it's probably been a little bit longer than that. Since I last played it, and it's probably been about 10 years since I first played it. Like it's no 15 years. I don't know. It's been a long fucking time since I've played that game, and I still remember a lot about it. Just playing through, I'm just like, oh yeah, I remember this part. Oh yeah, I remember this part. So that's always good. That's good when you're going back to a game.
Wait, 15 years?
It came out in like
You were
2000.
11?
Hmm.
All right.
Yeah, it came out in 2000. So in 2014. So
He was just a
uh,
little bitty
hey,
Kyle,
I
dude.
was just a little guy.
I was just a little bitty Kyle. You were 11 and I was in high school.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Shows the age difference there.
that's nuts.
Um, but actually, I really think I almost want to like get you to play it. I want you to.
Oh no,
Yeah, no, it's so
no,
good though,
I
man.
can't. Oh,
So
dude,
good.
I can't. I
You can
just
do it,
time involved, and I don't like RPGs, man.
man. Fuck you, dude. I've been playing like an hour every Sunday. Like you can make a little bit of time.
I
It's
don't
so good.
don't like
So
'em.
good. The characters are so fucking awesome. I'm enjoying
I'm
so.
with you. That's great, but and when like when I played Final Fantasy VIII, like I wasn't employed, so like I don't know. I've never been much for the RPG genre. Actually, it was my cousin who played the shit out of RPGs, man. He loves the hell out of those
Yeah.
things.
You should ask your cousin about 9. I'm sure he'd tell you it's the best, unless he's
No, he'll
a
tell
cold,
me.
heartless bastard.
I'm
That-
pretty sure he liked 8,
Oh my
which
god,
is
even
why I
more.
had it.
God, 8 sucks.
Man, you don't even know what's good. You
All
don't
right,
even know what's good.
listen. I will. I have 8 via Kenny's Steam Share. I
Oh,
will.
okay.
I will install it, and I will give it another shot.
Hang on, let me see if he's on.
I think he is. Real time, Kenny check. Yeah, but he's snoozed. He's a snoozing. You know what? Fine. Here, I'm going into my games.
No, I'm asking my cousin.
Oh, you're asking. Oh, I was looking for Kenny. Anyway, I'm gonna go in. I'm going to install Final Fantasy 8. Good lord, 1.7 gigs.
Oh, please, that's it.
I mean, that just seems like a lot for a PS1 game, but it did have 4 discs, so I guess it's a possibility. It's a horrible idea to install this while I'm live streaming this podcast.
He's typing a message,
And the verdict is
and it still's typing a message. All he has to do is put in a number.
did you just ask what's the best Final Fantasy?
I put, hey, which Final Fantasy was the best?
He's gonna put 6.
He's played them all.
He's gonna put 6.
No.
Apparently,
My money's on 8.
true Final Fantasy fans say that 6 is the best. And while I agree 6 is definitely one of the best, I still think 9
Really?
beats it. Mm-hmm.
Maybe I'll play 6. I've never played 6.
6, well, 6 was 3 on the SNES. Did you ever play that one?
No.
Okay, yeah. 6 is really good. That's my second favorite Final Fantasy.
Oh, wait a minute. Whoa, True Final Fantasy fans will say that 6 is the best,
Mhm.
and it's your second favorite.
Mhm. Oh, I'm not somebody who subscribes to the Final Fantasy Bible. Like,
Oh, the rules that you just set down, you're breaking right now. God dang. All right. You should go into politics.
I should. Shouldn't I? I know. I mean, just like personal opinion, I think 9 is the better game. But I mean, that's a lot of that has to do with myself and like when I first played everything. When I first played Final Fantasy.
What the fuck is he typing?
It's like,
holy shit! He typed a shitload.
It's like
okay.
Giving you a full breakdown.
All right. I guess I was a third right. He goes, I was a huge fan of 7, 8, and 10. I can't really say which one I liked the best. 10 had the best, or 7 had the best magic system, I think. 8 was more realistic with the graphics and shit when it came out. 10 had the, don't you, when he said when it came out, so that's PlayStation 1, sucker.
I know.
It had 8 fucking discs or some shit.
4. It had 4 discs.
All right, 4. I was close. 10 had the best storyline and was the first with spoken dialogue, and the sphere grid was badass. 10, everybody knows, I've already said that 10 is my favorite, and that's pretty much probably because 10 is the only one that I've ever beaten.
Mm-hmm.
But also 10, people love Final Fantasy 10, dude. Like that was a great game, and that sphere grid was fucking awesome.
Ask him his opinion on 9. 9 and
He probably didn't play it. If he didn't mention it, he probably didn't play it.
Your cousin sucks. I'm kidding. Anyway, wait, you just told me that he's played them all, so obviously.
Well, I thought he did.
You're contradicting yourself.
I'm not contradicting myself. I was maybe wrong. All right.
You should go into politics.
No, politicians never admit fault, dude. I admitted fault.
That's true. That's true.
So you want me to ask him about 9 or 6, right?
Yeah. Just what's your opinion on 9 and 6? Anyway, what I was saying was, I would say 6 is probably the best Final Fantasy as far as like.
Why?
If you just look at everything, it just had like the story, the amount of characters that were playable, and like just the ratio of like good to like what's the word I'm looking for? Like 9 is great, and I love 9, and I love the characters in 9, but there are some characters in there that it's like, really, this is what we're going with, There's like one that's like a frog chef or something like that like literally that barely even talks or anything.
Yeah, and don't one of the characters in 9 have Down syndrome?
No, not that I know of.
Wait, that's the one you're playing, right? 9?
Yeah, 9.
Okay, all right.
Yeah. But I like the ones in 6. I feel like were more memorable. Plus, just like what it was doing at the time, um, for Final Fantasy was pretty amazing. But myself personally, like I didn't really get into Final Fantasy until 7. So my first taste of the Final Fantasy series was 7, 8, and 9. And just like out of those, like 9 to me was the pinnacle of all of it. Like that's where it hit the sweet spot. It had taken everything that was good about 7 and good about 8, and it melded it into one like perfect game, and everything that was good about everything before those games, because it kind of took it away from like the steampunk setting and the futuristic setting, and like brought it more to the fantasy setting, but like it got away from like the melancholy story, and it just like it was a fun, lighthearted tale, but like had a lot of serious weight to it, and it's just I don't know, it's fun, it's good, and it's my personal favorite.
Yeah, well,
Did he ever answer you on
it's
what?
still typing.
He's
Apparently, he's
still
typing another
typing.
dissertation.
Jesus.
Um,
We opened Pandora's box.
well, he's in there with the light off, so I think he can't see the keyboard all that great. So he's
Why
underpecking.
don't you just open the door and let him come in and say
No.
it?
Um,
Just kick it open. Chuck, what's your fucking opinion on Final Fantasy?
I need to answer right fucking now. um, I will say that you don't like 8.
No, I mean, so I
See, out of
remember.
this 7, 8, and 9
Mhm,
argument, I've always picked 8.
really.
Probably because I've never played 9. I've seen 7 played.
Mhm,
And I actually played a little bit of 8.
mhm.
I liked 8. I liked the junctioning system that they had, for magic and
Yeah.
stuff. Oh, you were gonna get pissed.
Oh, here we go.
He
Let me
did
hear it.
not like 9 at
Why?
all.
Give me it. I want to hear it.
Coming from 8, the graphics were really cartoonish. And he didn't play it a whole lot, so he never finished it.
Mhm.
He said 6 was fun, but he never played it through. Apparently, the die-hard Final Fantasy fans say that 6 was the best of all the Final Fantasies. It's a top-down thing, not 3D like 7 was. That's kind of weird. Um, which was a huge thing with Final Fantasy 7, a big leap in technology. So,
Yeah.
um, but yeah, and he knows more about Final Fantasy than I do.
Yeah.
So yeah, he didn't like 9, Kyle.
Yeah, I mean,
Didn't
there's
like
there's
9.
there's people out there who don't like 9, and those people I consider them like subhuman, to be honest. And you can tell them I said that.
They're just,
So,
don't worry, I will.
and a lot of people like get all fucking uppity about the art style, and like 8 was just like it was like so realistic, man, and like 9, they're all like kitty looking and shit like that, and it's like, yeah, you're not really looking at it right, you're just being a dickhole about it. So I'm sorry.
Yeah, well,
Yeah, I still
I
think you
mean,
should.
I can see that though.
Hmm.
Like you go, I mean, seven was kind of a cartoony game. 8 was kind of like, oh, it's not really cartoony. They're supposed to be like real people and everything, and you're expecting more of that, and then you get like a cartoony game.
But
I
I
could
mean,
see where there'd be the letdown.
like if you're going into 9 assuming that you're going to get like 8 part 2, I could definitely see the letdown. But if you go into it like you should really go into any Final Fantasy, in that like it's its own universe, it's its own like uh,
Right.
I mean,
It's a new
honestly,
game.
it's a yeah, completely new game. Like I fell in love with it immediately. Especially just like the lightheartedness of it was just such a fucking relief from like the melodrama that was 8. Because that's all I remember from 8 was like what you had what was it, Squall and Cypher, and what's the chick's name? I can't remember her name. Um,
And which one?
in 8.
Squall, Cipher.
Do do
I
do
forgot.
do do. Anyway, I mean, it's like it's been like well over 10 years since I've played 8. I'll admit that I probably haven't given it a fair shake in recent years, but
Riona.
what? Riona?
Renoa.
Renoa. Yeah,
Yeah.
that sounds about right.
Well, I know it's right. I'm looking at it.
It's just such a heavy-handed story, and Squall's just such a fucking pussy boy. Like I can't relate with him. Whereas like Zidane's like trying to be a ladies' man and everything, and I don't know. And Vivi is like this like weird misunderstood black mage that nobody likes, but like you kind of take him in, and
Yeah, right. Except that guy was a direct rip-off of Orko from He-Man, so there.
Man, fuck Orko from He-Man. Fuck He-Man.
He looks just like him.
Fuck your 1980s fucking cartoons. Who gives a shit?
I gives a shit.
I'd fuck that, man. VV's awesome. Fuck you.
I'm not saying the character's not awesome, but he got ripped off of Orko, okay? So there.
Oh, man. But
Eat a dick. Look up a picture of Orko.
I've seen it, believe
me. Actually, you know what? He looks so much like Orko that I saw a like a wallpaper of him and had him as my desktop background because I thought it was Orko. So there.
That's awesome.
Seriously, and somebody asked me one time. They were like, "So you like Final Fantasy, huh?" And I was like, "Oh, that's pretty good. Why do you ask?" They're like, "Your background." I'm like, "That's Orko from He-Man." And they're like, "No, that's fucking VV from Final Fantasy 9." And I was like, "No, I didn't know it was somebody else." It looks just like Orko.
No, believe me, I've seen the photo and all that. Yeah, I know, but yeah, I don't. You should play 9. You should definitely at least come over and I don't know. We'll drink some beers and I'll show you the greatness that is 9. It's an enjoyable game. I love it.
Okay.
So outside of that, like yeah, they've been releasing some of the back catalog of Final Fantasy on Steam. So they had 7 and 8 on there for almost about a year now, it seems. They released 3 a couple months back, and they just released Final Fantasy 4, and they're looking to release the Final Fantasy 13 trilogy. And I really wanna play 4. So much so that I've considered buying it on multiple occasions. I really need to like stop myself.
You got a problem.
I do have a problem. Because so I have Final Fantasy 4 on my my Wii. It's under Final Fantasy 2 because it's the Virtual Console release, but the one on Steam is the Nintendo DS version, so it's like full 3D, and they added voice acting and all this other stuff. It just sounds so fun. I want to fucking check it out because that's also considered one of the best out there. So I'm really interested in it.
Yeah, I actually wish I liked this series more.
A lot of good stuff in it.
Do it, like I remember having the first Final. I'm actually quite surprised that it got as popular, that it stayed as popular as it did. Because like Final Fantasy 1, well, at least in America, I can't say for Japan, but it was 8-bit Nintendo.
Yep.
And anybody that had an original 8-bit Nintendo knows that 8-bit Nintendo didn't play games for very long in one sitting. And that game was long, from what I remember. So
it was a good couple.
Actually,
of
I remember the last time I tried to play that game was on the 8-bit Nintendo downstairs in my parents' basement on this little bitty TV that we had. Before Dad got his big ass picture tube TV, and I was playing it, and I shifted in my seat a little bit and bumped the Nintendo, and it locked up on me. And I remember I was fighting pirates, so I was wherever that part is in the game. And I got so pissed off that I never went back. Because
like, fuck this.
Well, I had played from the fucking beginning, Because I bumped the damn console. Come on, you know, it's terrible.
In the words of the great Peter Moore, things break.
Shut up. You know, it was like when I was playing Saints Row and I lost my save.
Yeah, right.
Dude, it was just like, I don't fucking want to play this
Yeah,
anymore.
it makes it really when you lose. Yeah,
It
well,
does. It makes it hard, man. Especially if you lost, like, if you lost a save and you were like before a difficult part in the game,
yeah,
like
yeah.
something that gave you trouble. You're like, I don't want to fucking do that shit again.
hmm
You know?
Well, shit, it's just like I was talking last week. I got stuck in that second dungeon on Final Fantasy IX, and I didn't save before the battle. I guess mini boss battle, whatever you want to call it.
Ooh, that's a PC gamer's cardinal sin,
Yeah,
man.
well, but this is a console game, and this is,
Right.
this is a PlayStation game, man. It didn't have autosave, it didn't have quick save. Like, you had certain points that you had to save, and I didn't realize that there was one right before the boss. So I had only saved right before I entered the dungeon, and I realized right before I had died what I was doing wrong in the battle. And then now I got to go back through the dungeon and play it all again. It's like, I don't want to do that again. That
Yeah.
literally almost stopped me in my tracks because I didn't want to fucking have to redo it. You know,
Right.
so
Yeah. No. No. I
yeah.
got you. I got you there, brother.
Yeah. So I don't know. I'm looking forward to playing more FF9. I am trying to hold myself off from buying 4. I want to play 8 now just to kind of humor you and give you my thoughts on it, but I'm I'm like going 15 miles a minute.
Yeah.
So we'll
Well,
see.
just take it easy. Finish the one you're on, and then we'll talk about getting you another one. Okay,
I
son?
know. Shut up, man. I'm a drug addict. I need a new fix. I need a new fix.
Hey, just to add, my cousin told me, he said one of the things that he liked best about Final Fantasy VIII is that the mobs leveled up with your party. So it added more versatility to how one can play can play the game.
hmm hmm
Like, it's definitely worth it to grind and build up your party, and it lessens the annoying random creatures with enemies that are so weak that it
Yeah.
doesn't do you any good. That it's just a pain in the ass,
Yeah. Yeah.
and stopping your gameplay. So
That's a fair.
yeah, come
That's a
on,
fair assessment.
that's pretty good. I didn't know that because I didn't play that game very long.
That's actually one of the things that have been driving me nuts about playing through 9 again is the fucking random encounters. Like, I'm so used to
Mhm.
playing RPGs now that are action RPGs or at least like something like Chrono Trigger did it pretty nice where you can see the enemies, and so long as you kind of move yourself around them, you don't have to battle them. Whereas like Final Fantasy is very much like you're in a dungeon, it's randomized. Like if you take
Yeah.
2 feet, you'll run into a random encounter, and then these are fucking PS1 games. Like every battle, it's like a fucking 15-second load in, and then once you complete the battle, it's a 15-second load out.
Right. Yeah. See, and that's what I'm talking about. That shit gets annoying.
Yeah, yeah.
It's kind of like when you summon, like in Final Fantasy X, when you'd summon the Aeons.
Oh yeah,
Dude,
yeah.
it played the little summoning thing like every
Every
fucking
time.
time, dude. It was so annoying.
Yeah, it does that in 7, 8, and 9, and I remember doing it all the time. I also remember when that shit was fucking amazing because it was like the best graphics you had ever
Yeah.
seen, and you just like it was okay that it took that long
Yeah.
to do
Each
the
and every time you
animations.
were like,
Whoa!
oh yeah, yeah.
So
It was pretty cool.
man,
I actually stopped in 10. I quit summoning those things just because of that.
yeah,
Actually. Because like there was a point for me in that game where like like I would get into battle and just summon one of those things and just fucking noob stomp them.
hmm
Dude, it's so annoying.
So yeah, that's all I've got to say on Final Fantasy. So.
Yay, Final Fantasy.
And really, that's all I got to say about this week. There's not too much news going on or anything like that.
Nah, there ain't shit going on, man.
Yeah,
Nothing matters.
we're going. We're going pretty thin on all that, but we're running pretty long in this episode, so I guess we could wind things down here.
Yeah. We
And
shouldn't like have any outro or nothing. We should just cut it off.
just cut it right here.
Yes.
Okay, bye.
See ya.
uh,
I wouldn't even say Durka. Just hit it.
yes. No. I do want to ask, like, do you plan on playing anything this week? Is there anything you want to play?
Well, I'm gonna keep plugging away at LUFTRAUSERS until that fucking blimp goes down.
Dude, you should record because I want to like you should record yourself playing.
Dude, there's gonna be so much gameplay footage.
Man, I want to hear your fucking reaction when you finally get that blimp.
Oh
Like,
man, well that's the thing. Like I probably won't have a fantastic reaction to it because a lot of like me and my cousin work opposing shifts.
Mm-hmm.
Like he works on the weekends, and I'm off on the weekends.
Right.
He works nights. So like while he's home during the day, I'm trying to be quiet. So I probably won't have. I probably won't have a fantastic reaction to it.
Fuck that, dude. If you take down that blimp, you scream. You scream like you're screaming from the mountains.
Man.
And if he was like, "What the fuck?" You'd be like, "I took down the blimp. Shut up."
And he'd be like, "Oh, that's great. Why don't you shut the fuck up?" He's like, you need to start getting excited, motherfucker. We gotta go.
That's when you get your gun, you kick the door open, and you just start firing into the air. And you're like, "Get the fuck up!
Yeah, right. Dude.
It's party time."
Yeah, then I'd set off his PTSD, and yeah, no.
Yeah, and then the cops show up eventually, and somebody's dead. I won't say who.
Everybody would be dead.
Yeah, the whole neighborhood would be dead.
Yeah, everybody's dead. Fucking.
Oh man, that got dark real quick.
Yep.
So, anything else you're looking at playing besides LUFTRAUSERS?
Is there anything I should be looking at playing? Because I still got those Humble Bundle games to kind of go through. I kind of stopped with Gunpoint, and then I played LUFTRAUSERS, and man, I was just like, oh, I'm into this.
We still have
we still gotta play Monaco. Yeah.
Maybe we should play that sometime this week.
All right.
Take a look at Monaco.
And I'll start playing. Ooh, maybe I'll check out Papers, Please.
Yeah, you should definitely check out Papers, Please. It's a very interesting game.
Hey, I got that Race the Sun game. What the hell? Oh, Humble Bundle. Duh.
Oh shit! Sorry.
Man,
Yeah, I had a sneeze there.
Oh, that was a sneeze?
Yeah. Race the Sun looked pretty interesting. So.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the cool thing about the Humble Bundle. Like, you buy these games and you don't even you go for the games that you wanted to go for, but then you got these other ones too, So when you kind of, oh shit, son! I bought Corporate Lifestyle Simulator.
Oh, that's right, you did, didn't you? Fuck, yeah. I forgot about that.
Holy shit! I'm installing that right now.
Oh man, yeah, you're gonna have to check that out. Oh shit, I forgot about that. That's good.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good time.
That is good. So, all right, man. Well, that's a good show. Let's do another one next week, and maybe by the end of the month we'll have a live stream multiplayer game night, Kyle and Kyle style. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, butt stuff.
Saying.
Corporate Lifestyle Simulator's installed now. I love these stupid little games. It's just like, and they're installed like.
Right. Like how much was it? Like 2 megs?
I don't know. I didn't even look. I just hit the button and it started chunking through real fast, and I was like, oh well, it's gonna be done in a second.
So yeah, we should hopefully try to get that done by the end of or do that towards the end of the month, and I don't know. I've been thinking about some contest that we could do later in the month, but we'll talk about that later. So.
A contest.
But I can't say too much.
For like all 2 viewers that we have, or listeners or whatever.
All 2 of them, all 3 of them. There's like 3, right?
Ooh, there's 3.
Ooh. Sure. All right, gentlemen. Or wait. All right, Kyle.
What did you say, gentlemen?
I was thinking
You were way off base with
We
that.
we've done a few episodes with 3 people. I've just
Ah,
started getting into the groove of saying gentlemen. But
I see, I see.
Kyle, I wanna thank you for joining me tonight, like you do every night.
Yay.
Well, I love you.
I love you too.
And we'll be back next week with another edition of the Extra Live Show. Stay classy.
Darker, darker.